Well, thanks for joining the WAG Pod. I know you were busy doing some training today, but we
Yeah.
have with us Jeff Allen, the parent to, or the dog parent, I guess, to Murphy the Bat Dog, and Mickey as well, and as well as the founder of Cornerstone K9. And so definitely wanted to do a two-parter with you, and wanted to focus on, kind of your journey with Murphy. And I know that you have been doing dog training for a long time, but even before that, that was not kind of the business that you were doing. And so, you got Murphy, and cut to he is the bat dog for the Dash. So kind of start me from there.
Yeah. So Murphy started off um as a sport dog
Yeah,
in USA. Um I got him at 7 weeks old, trained him. Um I thought he was just gonna be a sport dog forever.
sure.
And we went up all through all the levels, competed
Yeah.
at the nationals and a couple regionals and
Break
got
down for me what PSA is. I know though,
so
it's pretty complicated. I know.
yeah. So PSA stands for Protection Sports Association. Um, I've competed and some trained in other sports and not competed. And hands down, I think that PSA is like the hardest sport out there.
Yeah,
The level of control you have to have is a little insane. I mean, there's gunfire, there's multiple decoys firing multiple blank guns, 12 gauge shotguns.
jeez.
I mean, there's sometimes paintball guns involved. Sometimes the decoys have masks on. Sometimes you got to put your dog in the car and they get driven across the field with all the suited decoys and you stay back. And that's like the highest level. That's where I retired Murphy out of.
Yeah.
So it's chaos. It's very hard to explain.
hmm
Um,
Well,
I always
take
tell
me.
people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, take me through. So you got Murphy, and then at what age did he start the PSA, and kind of like what did that first level look like?
So I got Murphy at 7 weeks old, and I mean, like that next week we started training.
Really?
So just like your basic puppy environmental stuff, having around like little loud noises, walking across like tarps and through boxes. You pop both ends out, throw food in there, put him in a baby pool with a bunch of like piece of like like the balls they put in the pits, at the trampoline places and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Throwing kibble and food in there,
hmm
um, whatever. Just exposing puppies to
Sure. The
everything.
socialization and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then depending on the dog, I might start doing obedience.
Mhm.
Just depends on like how hard the dog is. With Murphy, I kind of went light on obedience and started with all the bite work and sport dog stuff, like super light. Everything's fun, absolutely no corrections for a long time. Um, and and you just keep building and then like raising the bar on all that stuff. So
Mhm.
your little distractions turn into loud noises and stuff from, the cardboard and the tarps and stuff like that turn into over, a year's time, turn into blank 9 mils and, and
Wow.
retrieving like at a young age, retrieving like a little PVC pipe
hmm
turns into, you need to retrieve a open umbrella. You need to retrieve a
Huh.
5 gallon Lowe's bucket, whatever. So it's like the sky's the limit once you get all the way up to the top level of PSA.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and so PSA, that's been around for a little. I think you said like
over 20
23.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
20
yeah,
years or so. And is it all over? And remind me where you're based in again.
North Carolina. I'm in
That's
Sanford.
that's right. We're
Yeah,
both in. Yeah. Well, I
yeah,
knew that.
yeah,
I knew that. But I
yeah.
got
The
my.
Dasher in Winston-Salem. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, are PSA like competitions or trainings? Is that kind of all over the
All over the
America
world.
or yeah?
All over the world. Yeah, it's international now, so it's all over the United States. There's well over 100 clubs, coast to
Jeez.
coast. Every all over the United States. There's a club in Ireland. There's two or three clubs in the UK. Um, let's see, there's a club in India. There's a club in Brazil. Um, I know somebody a couple years ago was opening up a club in Iran,
Really?
and you know, there's judges. I used to be a judge for PSA. I did it for a couple years.
Hmm.
Most of the judges are in the United States, so we're not allowed in Iran. So,
Yeah,
um,
that'd be kind of
yeah,
tough to go
so
in
it's like
there.
slim pickings on who could go judge.
They
I don't know
send
what
the
happened.
Irish people in there, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, I haven't seen any trials or anything on social media, but yeah, it's definitely international. It's really big in India. It's
Yeah,
growing pretty fast down there. Yeah, and it's in Australia too. It's big in Australia.
that's
So
interesting. So, how
yeah,
did you get into all of this? Was Murphy your first dog?
my first successful dog. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I did what a lot of people do. They get into a dog sport. They get a cool dog, and the dog's not right because you don't know anything. So I had that dog for 2 or 3 years, and I was like, this dog is not gonna do anything. I mean, like all the police departments wanted him. And he was a
Sure.
rocket. He was a big imported lines German
Hmm.
Shepherd, and awesome dog, but I wasn't living where I'm at now, where I've got 6 dogs and I got room for 6 more. I would
Wow.
never do it, but I had a big training building's like 3 times the size of my house.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that then.
Right.
Um, so my wife was like, you can't get another dog. You got to make this one work, or you got to find a home for him.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to do that because I was really attached to this dog.
Of course.
So I had a friend that he had a German Shepherd for a long time and it just passed away. And I kind of floated the idea by him that, hey, I was maybe looking to rehome.
Hmm.
Dog's name was Tuck. And, but I'm like, I don't emotionally, I just don't know if I can do it, but I really want to, compete. I put so much time into it. And, he said, well, my German Shepherd just passed like a month ago, and I'm just now getting around where I would love to have one. He goes, I would take him, and I was like, I won't charge you anything because I know he's going to have an amazing life. And
Oh
he's
yeah.
sends me pictures. That was years ago.
I
The
love it.
dog's like living the life.
Of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard of that too with with hunting dogs where, a dog might go, get sent away and get trained for that. And even though they're an awesome dog and they're good at a lot of things, it might just not be the fit for them. And that's just, I feel like that's just kind of how it goes.
yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of bad stuff that happens with dogs. They just go dump them in a shelter, or they um, lie to people and just to move the dog, and there's a million different things, and I can't. I love dogs, man.
Yeah.
Like when I hire trainers, that's one of the questions I ask, and they always look at me weird. I'm like, well, first thing, do you love dogs? And they're like, yeah, yeah. And I expect them to kind of react like that.
Like,
Because
obviously
they
I
don't get
do.
asked
Like,
that
what
in an
else am I
interview.
doing here?
And I'm like, yeah, at Cornerstone K9, you have to love dogs. I'm like, do you enjoy petting dogs? Do you enjoy playing with dogs? You see a
Sure.
dog, you get excited. And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can tell when it's like they're saying yeah, but it's a no, you know?
Sure. You can kind of
Yeah.
see through it a little bit.
Yeah. So
So after I know, when we talked previously, I thought it was pretty interesting. I know Murphy had done some pretty advanced training, some special operations and
mhm.
as well as with NASA. So what were those kind of
Yeah.
experiences like for you? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. He's something else.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we had been in PSA for a good amount of years,
Hmm.
and there's actually a guy who lived down the road from me, and he worked for this big tech company, and they put out a lot of tech specifically for like special operations, uh, combat, units and all that. And he says, "Man, we're really wanting to like get into the canine world. Do you think Murphy would be able to do X, Y, and Z?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I mean, like Murphy's." That's easy stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And I'm like, come by, I'll show you. And he came by and he was like, oh my gosh, dude, I didn't ever seen a dog do anything like that. And I'm like, there's lots of
Hmm.
dogs that can do this stuff in PSA.
Yeah.
And um uh so he was like, hey, Fort Bragg's having this like invite only for like upper brass and stuff, the decision makers. It's called Soft Week. It's where all the tech companies come in. Gotta come teach him, buddy. He's on some climb platforms and just fell off in my lap. Um, but so I was like, yeah, I can come down and do that. So I went down to Fort Bragg. It was way out there somewhere. And dude, they had like I had NDAs like that thing. And yeah, I was like, ugh. Um, but I brought Murphy out there. He was the only canine that was out there. So he demoed everything. We demoed some stuff for NASA and is this, thing that's got cameras all. I can't say too much about it.
Sure.
I might be able to, but I don't know. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean,
okay.
but the gist
Yeah.
was he was doing some
But
pretty high special operations
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, they
right?
have this like
Like,
360 camera thing you can drop in. And so we were dropping that in through like silos. And then I would send Murphy from like, I don't know, like 50, 60 yards out. He'd jump through a little door in the silo and be on the inside and then recall him out. And they had film crews out there. And then, we did like a bunch of stuff with vehicles. He had like, it's like a tactical canine vest,
mhm.
like a combat vest that their dogs, would wear in any of the special ops units. And the whole time we were out there all day, he had all kinds of sensors on him that were like gas sensors and all kinds of stuff. These little boxes, and they were all prototypes, and they're strapped all down to him. And he wore those all day. And then they were pulling data, and then there's a ton of drones out there, and they had drones that were like in the air just about all day,
Yeah.
holding weights that were like 200 or 300 pounds. It'd be crazy.
Sounds like such a sick experience. And,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was pretty. It was pretty cool.
it seems like a lot of the PSA stuff is also a workout for you as well. I feel like it's very demanding from both the canine and the owner slash handler.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of training. Um, it's definitely like I get calls at Cornerstone, because we advertise that we train sport dog work. I have a lot of people call in for sport dog work, and when I explain to them, hey, if your dog, we test the dogs, and 98% of them fail. But
Yeah.
I don't want to give people false hopes. There's a lot of people out there
Sure.
who just be like, "Oh yeah, your dog can do it."
Yeah.
It's pay me this much money. I'm not going to do that.
Nah, you got to be
So
honest about it. I mean, that's
yeah, yeah.
important. Are there certain breeds that tend to succeed the most, like German Shepherds? I know Murphy's a Belgian. How do you say it? Belgian Malinois?
Belgian Malinois.
Malinois.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I always tell people, I'm like, just say Mal.
Mal. I like that. That works for
That's what
me. Yeah.
everybody in the industry says is
Okay.
Mal. And I'm like, if you say Mal, people are going
Yeah.
to be like, oh, that
I
guy,
guess I'm in the
that
industry
guy
now, so
definitely
I'll
knows
use
how to say Belgian Malinois. He knows a lot about
it.
that breed. Yeah,
So, after that, Murphy retired,
yeah,
and I know he's 9 years old now, correct?
yep, yep.
Still
Doesn't
still
act it
nope,
at
still yeah,
all.
still running around like, like a little guy. But when did you make that pivot, from retiring to starting to get involved with sports and baseball?
So he had a really bad um gosh, I can't remember the name of the muscle. It's like iliopsoas muscle or something like that. It's a groin muscle pretty much that runs up between their legs and up over their rear end back up to the spine.
Hmm.
And it's pretty common like agility dogs, stuff like that. And of course, like, some sport dogs, there's a lot of hard turns, fast, full speed hard turns and stuff like that. But he pulled his really bad, really bad. Like, and most of the time dogs don't come back from that. So,
Wow.
I had to retire him out. And we started kind of doing the bat dog stuff because I'm like, I gotta find a job for you because I mean, you see him, he can't sit still.
Yeah,
He's
he
not.
enjoys the work, right? He wants to do something that brings him a lot of joy. Yeah.
He wants to do something 24 hours a day. He doesn't stop. I have to stop him. But yeah. So I found some videos of a dog doing like some bat retrieves. It was let's see, the dog was gosh, it was a dog for the Durham Bulls.
Yeah.
The one that passed away, Ripken.
Oh, yes.
Ripken. Yeah. So I was on YouTube and I'm just like, I'm on there just scrolling and I'm like jobs for dogs or dogs doing cool things or
They need to
I'm
make an
like
Indeed for dogs. That's what they need to do
I
next.
yeah, I am like I am searching everything. And then a video of Ripken came on and I was like, "Oh, dude, you can do that. That'd be easy." I mean, you retrieve a anything I throw
He
out,
did
he'll
the
bring back.
umbrella. I mean, what's an umbrella? What's a
Anything.
bat to an
Yeah.
umbrella?
Yeah. And I'm like, a bat would be easy. So it was dark out and it was late. I mean, it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I got a training field beside my building and it's got like stadium lights on it. So I like walked out in the kennel. I'm like, Murph, get up. And I had a Louisville Slugger in here and I
Mhm.
grabbed it. And I grabbed Murphy and I went out to the training field. I kicked all of the lights on. He's like, "What is going on? What are we doing? This is so odd." And I threw that bat like all the way across the field, like, 100 feet or so. And I told him, "Bring." And he ran out there and got it and ran up, put it in my hands. And I'm like, "Let's
Yep.
find you a team." Yeah.
That's great. And how was his groin at that time? Had you started working with the Dava company then?
Yeah, so
Or
I was working with the Dab Life with Willie,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I'd been working with him. So there'd like some time went by there,
sure.
and I'd been working with him, and then I also that was going really good, and I was making progress. But I'm like, man, it's like it's going to take a long time because his injury was so bad. I'm like, I need to find something else to complement it. And so I started calling a bunch of people, just looking everywhere. And I came across this company called MagnaWave.
Hmm.
And I called them, I talked to them, and I talked to like all kinds of dog people. I talked to people back home in Kentucky that had like horse farms and stuff like that. And they were like, "We got MagnaWaves. That's like that's what we use in all these horse farms, these like $500,000 horses and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Well, it's good for them. It's good for definitely good for Murphy." And so I bought a nice MagnaWave machine and a red light laser, and also for MagnaWave, and took oh man, I took a whole bunch of classes and got certified as a practitioner under them
Hmm.
and all that, and started using the MagnaWave on him, and man, like probably 2 months or less, he was like ready to go. He was
Wow.
just ready to go. Yeah, it was
What
amazing.
is the science behind it with the red light or the laser? Like, what is the idea behind it?
So the red light uses red light therapy and infrared light, and the infrared light is there to like um, drive that light in deeper into the tissue,
Hmm.
to get that depth. And that like increases blood flow, and you increase blood flow. It's just like wearing a knee brace or something like that, helps flush out, inflammation and all that. And then the MagnaWave does like it's like a magnetic like pulses through, and it's like sci-fi. It's like some sci-fi stuff. And I used it on a dog last night that's real high level PSA dog. And I told her, I said, you know, how many injuries does your dog have? Because she said he's been messing with the base of his tail and
Hmm.
his tailbone. And I was like, all right. I'm like, how many more? She's like, he's got one more. And I'm like, don't tell me where it's at. And I'm gonna check out your dog and I'm gonna tell you where every injury's at. She's like, okay. And
It's like, what is this guy
yeah,
talking about?
yeah. And it's just the machine, you know what I mean? I'm not like a genius with it at all. But and I ran that machine all over her dog, and I'm like, he's got an injury right here on the back right side of his hip, and she's like, yeah. And I said, also, he's got something worse going on about halfway down his spine. I'm like, feel it
Hmm.
right here. And that machine will actually, when it meets resistance, like, um, any kind of like build up inflammation, like scar tissue, anything like that, like really tense maybe really tense like muscles and stuff like that. Any kind of
Hmm.
resistance, it'll pulse it and it'll make it vibrate. You run it all over a dog, it won't vibrate anywhere until it hits resistance.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I did so much research. I'm like, this is like some snake oil, like
Too good to be
yeah,
true. the panacea, the cure all, that kind of
Now
thing.
I'm like a huge advocate, for and all that. And
Definitely.
so and everything on her dog, I said, you can go to vet, get it looked out, but like your issue at the base of your tailbone and right here, it's all in a line. I'm like, I can't give you any medical advice. I can point it out and I can work it with machine, I can work it with a red light laser, but go to a vet, show them the areas, could be anything. Could be like a nerve or something, or could be. It's kind of odd that it's all in a straight line, down your spine.
Yeah.
So
And so that technology, you use that, and that kind of allowed Murphy to get on the baseball field, essentially.
yeah, yeah. And then he was back. And then I had Crazy Murphy again, which was nice.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I
I'm
like Crazy
sure.
Murphy.
And
Yeah.
so what was the kind of different progressions, or where did you start going first?
So I had to find. I was like, I need to find a minor league baseball team. So I looked and found every minor league baseball team that was within like, an hour and a half. I'm like, I'll drive an hour and a half. And the Dash came up and the Durham Bulls, but Durham Bulls already had Ripken and the Carolina Mudcats because of the time they were over there. And so called the Carolina Mudcats and their field operations like entertainment team and talked to a guy there named Logan and pitched it to him and he was super excited. He had came from a team out in the Midwest and was like, "Dude, we had a bat dog. It was amazing." So he's like, "When can you come? Let's see this dog." So I brought Murphy out there. We did a bunch of retrieves, and he killed it. And they were like, "We want him." And I'm like, oh, "Sweet, that was easy." You know? Little did I know, their team is the main say so of their team is like, and all the minor league teams are different, but like the Milwaukee Brewers have like a majority decision on that and the players union and stuff like that on that team. A lot of Not all the teams are like that, so
Sure.
um he was like, "Hey, you come back," and he goes, "It's a go, man. We're good, and come back, and we'll do some promo stuff with Muddy, the mascot, and all that." And we did all that, and that went great. We shot some great videos that I never got to see because like 2 weeks after that, I'm all excited, and like 2 weeks after shooting all the promo stuff, he called me. He goes, "Dude, I got some bad news. Milwaukee Brewers, denied us a bat dog." Even though
No
it wasn't going to cost
way.
him anything. Yeah, it wasn't going to cost him anything. Um,
Yeah.
Denied him a bat dog. Yeah. And so like, all the
That's
people
why
that
that
like,
doesn't make any sense. Like, I
dude, all
guess
the
they just
people
have
that
different.
work there, all the way down to the lady selling the hot dogs. Like Logan he did all he could. And, I would come to the game and he'd give me, even after the denial from the Brewers, he go, "Hey, come to the game. I got free tickets for you. And, we want to bring your dog trainers with you. Um, you know, we'll get you some free swag and stuff like that." And I went there a couple times like that, watched some games, and all the people that work there, like I said, even the lady selling the hot dogs. I took Murphy with me, and they were like, "Is that Murphy?" Like everybody, and I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "They robbed us. They robbed us." Like they were so mad.
I'm guessing you're not a Brewers fan.
I've never been a Brewers fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
That kind of
Milwaukee's on.
solidified
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I was like, yeah, yeah.
So you were back
So
to the drawing board, and
back to drawing
then
board.
yeah,
I was on a high and then I'm like at a low and I'm like, gosh, there's not a lot of options here. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then I seen on Facebook that the ONSL, which is like a college league, summer college gate team league, had a team here in Sanford. And it's got to be a wooden bat league for, retrieves. And so I
oh, I
called.
didn't I didn't even think about it. That totally makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah. So I called the general manager for that team and he was super excited. He's like, "Oh man, how much is this going to cost us?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm in because it's not going to cost you anything. I'm just wanting to do something with my dog."
sure,
And I never thought about anybody paying me. You know what I mean?
right.
This is just for me and him. It's just
That's
you're
cool.
just you get the
Y'all's
benefits.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so I went out there, did a little demo for him, and they took pictures with him. They loved him, and they're like, "He's in. I'm the final decision. He's in." And so, I did a season with Sanford Spinners, is like, 3 miles from my house,
that's
all
nice.
college. Yeah, with all college players, and and I'm still looking for a minor league baseball team, you know. And I told him, I said, hey, my goal is minor league baseball team, but I'll still, you guys gave my first shot. I'll never forget that. I'll still bring Murphy out during the seasons and do a few games because you guys gave me that shot.
Absolutely.
And so word got around about Murphy, and then I was able to get a lot of videos of him, you know, running out getting bats, zigzagging around umpires and players and all that, and no incidents and all that. That helped out a lot. So then I like went on the Dash website and I emailed him. Some time went by. I didn't hear anything. This is in between seasons. And then I went on there and I emailed every single person on there that had advertising in their thing. I emailed everybody. And I did that like two or three times. I was
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
they're
do
gonna
it.
have to they're
Yeah.
gonna have to contact me and tell me to either stop or bring your dog up here.
You're gonna
Yeah,
hear something back at the very
yeah.
least.
I irritated the hell out of them. They might not have known it. They might have just seen that one email, but like, oh, let's call this guy. But I was practically begging in the emails and attaching pictures and videos and stuff. But so they called, they were super excited. And so I brought Murphy out there and it was like, you know, a couple of their people from their advertising crew and then one of their like field operations guys and then the guy that like runs the team for that stadium. And so I went there and they were throwing the bat all over the place. Murphy was getting it every time, and then the guy that runs the stadium there, he was getting up there acting like he was batting, and he was throwing the bat like across the field, like towards the other dugout, and throwing it towards the all the way up against the backstop. Like he was really trying to throw Murphy off, and Murphy is like, "Got it, got it, got it, got it,
Yep.
got it," and he's like, "Man," he goes, "This this dog's good." He's like, I'm good. And they were like, hold on. And then one of the ladies was like, hold on. And she walked out and went up somewhere up in the stadium and came back with like three or four more people. And they're like, can you do a few more? And you know, they went and got some more high level people. And so I threw a few more bats and stuff like that. And they were all like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. And we were pretty much signed right there. Yeah. And
That
then
is fantastic.
that was Murphy did like I don't know, like three or four Spinners games last year.
Mhm.
And then I think he did like 12 or 13 Winston-Salem Dash games
That is
last year.
awesome.
Did really good. He was on the MILB Instagram page two or three times. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then this year, we got signed under another contract.
Really.
They made like 1,000 or more Murphy the Bat Dog bobbleheads. They're like 6, 7 inches tall.
I saw
Coming
those.
to
Also,
yeah,
give me
coming to
two
Murphy the Bat
seconds. We're
Dog.
gonna jump right back in and I'll edit. I'm gonna go close the door because my dog's
Okay.
barking.
Okay.
All right, we're back. We're talking bobbleheads. Yes.
Yeah. So they made the Dash made bobbleheads for Murphy, and they were really cool. They come in a Murphy the Bat Dog box, and it's you know got logos all over it, and like his description, all his achievements and stuff on the back of the box. Like it was really cool. I told him, I said, set me aside like 10 of those, and they were like done. Yeah. Um, and so he's just like the Dash love him, and that's like that's his home. You know,
Amazing.
he'll make some appearances out at the Spinners this year. But I've got a new bat dog that's coming up. Mickey just turned one. He's my Red
That's
Fox
right.
Color Lab. He's already done bat retrieves after games at the Fayetteville Woodpeckers field
Mhm.
and at the Dash field. He did those when he was like 5 months old. Um,
Really. And so
yeah,
when you were training Mickey, I guess with Murphy, you had all the PSA training before and you did all of that. But then how did that process look with Mickey? Like you kind of knew how to train the bat dog, and you obviously, and we'll get into it in the next episode, you know a whole lot about dog training, but
yeah.
what was the difference with that?
So Mickey was just like, all you're gonna know is bat dog, bat dog stuff and entertaining fans. Like, and
That's it.
great at it. He's really good. He's really good at bat retrieves. He is. He's. I don't know if he would. If Murphy and him were the same age, I don't know who would have been faster. But Mickey is like
He's
he's
on it.
he's stupid fast.
So, do
Yeah.
you think Mickey then will start going with the sal or not the salad? It's the spinners. Will he start going with the spinners more and more while Murphy stays at the dash, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so 2026 Murphy is with the Dash.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and they moved his nights from Thursday nights to their busiest nights was Saturday
Really?
nights. Yeah, so he's every Saturday home game. Yeah,
That
and
is
they were
great.
like,
Well, it's gonna get busier, it seems.
yeah, and they were like, is he good with fireworks? And I'm like, yeah, he's good with fireworks, blank handguns, all calibers, 12 gauge,
Were they kind of
small
looking at you like, how do
small
you know all that?
small explosions.
Like,
They all know now, and they're like, "Oh, he's good," But I was telling them that last year, and they're like, "We don't want the dog freaking out and all that." And I'm like, and I was telling them, I'm like, "Hey, I'll put him on the pitcher's mound in his goggles and his shirt, and have him hold a bat in his mouth, and I'll walk back to the dugout, and you can shoot off all the fireworks." And they were like, "What?"
what are you
But
talking
now
about?
after seeing him, they're like, "Yeah, that dog can probably do that."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great. So, do you do a lot of the? Because I think not only having the bat dog, and because I think that also helps with promotion for Cornerstone. But
oh
are
yeah.
you doing a lot of the social media stuff for that? Are you doing all the editing, or how does that happen?
Yeah, I do all the stuff for Murphy's page. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's definitely not work. On the Cornerstone page, like all the trainers, they do all their own videos, and then they submit it, and then I just check them out real quick and approve them. So I don't really have to make unless I post something to Murphy or Mickey on there. But mainly, I'm just on Murphy's page, and then I'm just approving stuff on other pages that we have.
That's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
and so, kind of looking back at, since you've had Murphy since 7 weeks to now, taking a moment to reflect, kind of what has this meant to you? And I see that you guys obviously have a very strong bond. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But how has it impacted your life?
Um, Murphy was a big reason behind me, starting Cornerstone K9. So he's in all the logos. Um, he's on all the shirts, all the hats. Murphy's everything Cornerstone K9, like Murphy's in there somewhere. We're opening up a new retail spot like
Yeah,
second or third week of March up
sure.
on Glenwood Avenue. And in that logo, that's Murphy.
I love
So
it. He's been part of it all along.
yeah, he is. And a lot of people say it, but I mean, I say it, and I mean it. Like Murphy is my best friend, and one day, he turns 10 at his last game with the Dash, so they're talking about trying to do something, and it's also the
I will what is the season for that? Or what is the
April to the end of August. I think sometimes it actually goes over a couple games into
yeah.
September, but he does Saturday night,
I'll
so his
definitely be
last
in
game's
touch
like
with you.
August
I
3rd.
absolutely want to go to that. That will be
Yeah.
really fun.
Let
I'm
me
right
let me
nearby.
know. I'll get you a parking pass and I'll get you
Oh,
a ticket. And if you're gonna bring somebody
that's
with you, I'll get them a
that's
ticket.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So their
Well,
mascots,
are they the Carolina
birthday
Reapers
is
now?
the same day.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They were like,
Yeah.
that is crazy. Yeah.
But did
So
they change? Are they the Reapers now? The Carolina Reapers?
no, it's a alternate identity.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All the minor league teams do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
like,
was wondering
yeah,
about that. I was like, the Dash has
they
been there
marketed it
forever.
so well. I thought they changed their name.
Sure.
Yeah. I was like, never mind. I'm an idiot. I should have known that. I didn't. They did the
Well,
same thing last year. Yeah.
yeah, and we got to do the marketing one way or the other. We have
Yeah.
about 5 minutes left, and so
Okay.
as I mentioned at the beginning of this, we're doing a two-parter, and kind of Murphy as the introduction to everything. But before we go to the next episode, which they'll be coming out a week apart, do you want to give a quick synopsis of Cornerstone and some things to highlight that you guys will get to hear more and more about in the next episode?
Um, yeah. Cornerstone's got a crazy story on how it started from nothing, and now you go on Google, and we've been number one rated dog training company up through Raleigh and Durham, down to Fayetteville, mainly heavily, strongly in Wake County from being ranked 300 something to first or second, like in every zip code up there,
Wow.
in just over 5 years. Yeah. I talk a lot about that. Talk about how our hiring process for our trainers is different than
Yeah.
everyone else. There's 3 interviews. We only hire professional dog trainers, and if I have to get them from California or Canada or on the other side of the ocean somewhere,
Iran,
that's where I
perhaps?
get them. Maybe. I have had a
I
couple from Dubai put in.
know.
Yeah, I thought it
Cool.
was. I think it was a scam. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. So
Uh,
the Cornerstone is structured differently than like any other dog training company, and there's a lot of things that Cornerstone does that friends of mine that own dog training companies across the country told me I was crazy for doing. It's too much work. It's not going to work, and and it works very, very well. You got to put in the time. So
well,
you
and
got
I
to stay in
think
the trenches
too.
with it.
Yeah, I think too. You can even hear it in this episode. You're very honest and thoughtful, and you're there to help the dogs and train the dogs and make sure that it is of the highest quality and that your trainers are of the highest quality, and it resonates. And
I
so,
got to do it for the dogs and not for the money. Like I do it for the dogs and not for the money, but it drives in the money. But it was never about making a whole bunch of money. Is because I love being around dog. I'm around dogs like all the time. I get in trouble with my wife. She's like, "Oh my gosh, can we go on a vacation? The dogs will be fine." And I'm like, "Let me just bring one."
what? Doing what?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that is great. Well, Jeff and Murphy, obviously, thank you so much for joining and then sharing that. And hell of a teaser for the next episode.
Yeah.
So we'll talk soon.
All right, cool.
Thanks.
Yep.